Here's a crazy thing that happened in Magic the Gathering. I know, Magic content, Resident Sleeper. But this is like, I don't know what this is. I don't really know what we're looking at here. I'm not sure how official and stuff this apparently it's just like a store that's running this, but anyone wants to explain it to in more detail for me, feel free. Do you guys know how Commander works? Commander is this like domain format style thing where you have a pod of like 4 players in the duel against one another, okay? So anyway, they've come up with an end of round procedure. I don't know if it ever had an end of round procedure up until now. But this is the end of round procedure that I'm seeing here. So time is called and the current turn is finished. No further actions may be taken. All players reveal their hands and current board states. Nothing too wild and crazy so far. Okay, yeah, the game ends. Revealing, I guess, is a bit weird, but there's no side decking, so whatever, that's fine. The pod has 3 minutes total to clearly explain their intended lines of play. All right, first red flag. You guys ever sit down and you duel against someone and then you beat them and the duel finishes? And then they just give you this like 10-minute dueling book replay verbal explanation of like, yeah, but if I top deck this card, I would have summoned it and then activated this effect, and then that would have triggered the grave effect, and then I would have brought this back, and then I would have popped your card and then attacked for game, right? So this is what it sounds like they want you to do, right? So the pod has 3 minutes total to explain their intended lines of play. This is just Master Chef. Players submit an anonymous vote for who they believe would win the game if the game were to continue. Sorry, just read that again. The players submit an anonymous vote. There's an anonymous vote for who wins the Commander pod. If a majority winner is declared, that player wins. So we're democratically electing the winner of our... Dude, honestly, if we go to a YCS, would you guys vote for me to win the YCS? Maybe if I campaign enough people, and then we can start like lobbying, right? Maybe we can have like donation funds set up in like offshore bank accounts. Oh, the future of card gaming is real. If a majority winner is declared, the player wins the match. If no majority is reached, the tournament organizer... if no majority... So, the fact that 4 players can't agree on who's going to win the total game, by the way. If no majority is reached, the tournament organizer will use a pre-selected tiebreaker from the secret pool to... What are they talking about? What are they talking... Okay, so what is the secret tiebreaker pool? If no winner can determine by vote, the TO will select one tiebreaker from the following pool. How do they select which tiebreaker to use, by the way? Is it like in order or is it random? Because it says they select one. Like, what does that mean? They just pick one? Okay. Total mana available. That's a really weird way to decide a winner. Like, who has the most, like mana? Like, I feel like the equivalent in Yu-Gi-Oh! Would be like, who has like the most extra deck cards left? Right? Because I don't think raw card advantage really translates well. Like, most total cards in graveyard? Like, how would you even begin to... Which, by the way, is an actual playground rule we used when I was a kid. It's very common in Scotland. So, because, like, the duel, because we used to play with life-absorbing machine and garbage like that, so, gain 500 life points every standby phase, you just wouldn't have a winner. So, the end-of-round procedure when I was, like, 10 years old was you count the total cards in the graveyard. Whoever had the least cards in their graveyard won the game. Because your card's in the graveyard. So that means your cards are destroyed and you use them. And that means you've got bad, like, resource managers. So I win, right? So that was the tiebreaker when I was a kid. So good thing no one was playing tier limit. Because those guys would be losing. Total mana available, number of non-land permanents in play, including creatures, artifacts, and enchants. So that's just like the size of your board, right? Like imagine you just, I don't know, plant combo and you just have like 15 zones all occupied, like field, 5 monsters, 5 spells and traps, and EMZ. That doesn't add to 15, but you know what I'm saying. Resolved tutors, only successful non-counted searches. I have no idea what that means. Cards in hand. Very bizarre tiebreaker. Value engines in play. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Defined as cards that passively generate consistent card advantage. Rhystic Study, Sylvan Library. So if I have, like, let's say, Fiendsmith in circulation, you know, like I've got like the rotating Requiem into Lacrima into Engraver in the grave. If I have that engine in play, so this is a tiebreaker, right? I guess. A plus B combo present or 1 piece from win. Visible pieces that constitute an imminent win line. A plus B combo so basically it's like if you have a crazy combo that's pretty much in play. Free interaction in hand, counter spells or stack interaction that could prevent a win. Oh, so now we're checking for hand traps? But how do you even begin to measure this? Because look, it says the secret tiebreaker pool is like you'd pick one, right? So let's say I pick the free interaction in hand. Okay, so this guy has the most hand traps in hand. Therefore, he wins. Okay, but what if he has, like, no board? Like, you can activate 5 hand traps, but if you can't do anything with, like, your field, like, then what? You don't. It's very subjective. Right! We're just making things up. And just roll a dice. Just 1 to 4. Player A, B, C, D. Roll 1 to 4. Right? Just that. I feel like that's more consistent and fair than whatever's going on here. Notes and best practices. Tiebreaker conditions are kept secret until they're needed. TOs are encouraged to define all criteria clear in the player pocket. Judges may moderate discussion and enforce clarity in player line presentation. Anonymous voting ensures fairness and reduces political bias. But that's literally not true, though. If you're going to vote for the winner of your pod... what does he mean political, by the way? Why did we use the word political? Like, why did we use the word political? This has so many, like, weird ramifications and descriptions here. It's crazy. cEDH is a game where you can literally win in 5 seconds. It's 95% politics and basically picking a winner between 4 people by holding each other hostage. cEDH is always political. See, I don't have experience with this, but it probably, like, just from watching Domain, it really does feel like it doesn't matter how insane your deck is. If everyone just targets you, like, you can't win. So, like... Do you know what I don't know how Magic works, but I feel like if three people team up against like one person, basically, like you're just not gonna win. Unless they're literally playing with like generation gaps of card like card quality, right? Like it's basically like 3 like GOAT decks versus like tier limit or something. Like maybe the tier player can win, but it's 3 versus 1. Like you can't win. Since it's a 4-player game, you can get a loss because of politics, right? Commander is casual, it isn't competitive. See, that's a controversial thing to say in and of itself. I know that is. See, I know that's a controversial thing because there are competitive Commander players. It's not really supposed to be technically, but you know. Anyway, I just thought this was a really funny document. No offense, Magic players. I'm sure this isn't the standard. I don't even know the context of this. I believe that this is like just like one store's interpretation of how to do end of round procedures. I just think it's very funny because like relating this to Yu-Gi-Oh is hilarious. So that's all. Don't take anything away personally from this Magic players. I just thought it was funny. That's all.